So tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, what is your name?
Connie Harris.
Connie Harris.
Uh-huh.
And where you from?
I'm from right here in Evansville.
Evansville, Indiana.
Yes.
What happened? You know, why are you living on? Why you are on the street?
Originally it was because of being a drug addict, and my children's father, after 30 years, he just didn't want to see the next time that we smoked K2, and that's fake weed, and we got high for it to kill us. But we kept in the right circle so that we didn't, but he just didn't want to do that. Now he got Social Security and left me and my oldest son penniless, and we got evicted. And that started our journey with being homeless. Alright, there was a guy in a wheelchair went by me one day, and he said, "Hey, do you want some meth? I got some really good meth." I said, "There is no good drug in that. I don't know why you would want to do it. What are you going to do, clean a bando? When you're homeless, there's nothing to do."
Right. That's some terrible drugs, ain't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. People who are offering people that, is almost like they want to destroy your life, huh?
Yes, that's exactly what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
I've turned down a many of people.
Right. That's good. That's good.
Hey, how are you, baby? How y'all doing? How you doing today? Doing all right? Thought I'd wave hi to you and tell you what's up. Hope y'all are blessed today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful evening, y'all. I like to go every once in a while and get something to drink because it gets really hot out here, and I love my tea.
You love your tea?
Yeah, it's extra sweet. It's really good.
Right.
Hey, how are you, baby? All right. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you, love. All right. What a sweetheart. Thank you.
How that makes you feel?
It makes me feel good in the heart. People actually have an outpouring of care.
I noticed that you have a beautiful son. He got very pretty eyes like you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Where's your son now? I know sometimes he usually out here, with you.
He had gotten married.
He's got married.
Yes.
So is he still living on the streets?
No. He ended up moving in with his wife's family.
Okay. Cool.
But I'm still homeless.
Still home, right. How are you doing?
Not too bad.
That's good. Good to see you.
Nice to see you
You
too.
come visit your mom?
Yeah.
Good, man.
Yeah,
She told me a lot of.
Gotta be her protector.
That's right. She told me a lot about you. How you've cleaned up, and I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I just got married recently too.
That's what she was telling me.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying the marriage life?
Yeah, for the most part.
That's good, man. What was your name?
Jeremy.
Jeremy. That's what she was telling me.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for you, Jeremy, man. I heard about your story through your mom, and it was a very sad but very interesting story. And I want the world to hear, what women go through being on the streets here. Because I don't think there's enough story that has been put out on that.
There's a lot of bad stigma with being homeless, and a lot of people just don't understand.
Right.
A lot of people use being homeless for an excuse or something like that. But I mean,
Yeah.
my mom's case, we got put in a bad situation, and we're trying to make it out of it.
That's what she was telling me, And I'm just happy for you, man. Just keep on pushing, and do what you can,
I'm gonna serve my will.
Yeah.
You have a wonderful day.
You too.
I'll let you keep on documenting.
Thank you, man. All right, take care,
Have
okay?
a nice day.
All right.
It's hard to make money me some days. When it's real hot, people don't really want to roll their windows down. It's like I have a lot of them say, well, get a job. Like, you don't understand what I'm going through, what led me to this, why I'm even in this.
Right.
I
Exactly.
mean, I wouldn't definitely do it if I didn't have to. But when I try jobs, I don't do very well.
Very well, right. Do you have any mom and dad, or where's
No,
your
they both passed away. My mom passed when I was 12, and I never knew my real father.
Real father?
Met him one time when I was 5 years old. He was with liver disease from drinking, cirrhosis.
Okay. So you mentioned, I'm sorry to hear about your father and your mom. You mentioned something about like drugs and all that stuff. What type of drug was it, like, caused you to ultimately like end up, you know, on the streets and stuff like
It was the K2, the fake marijuana.
fake marijuana drug?
Yes.
So did it affect your mind, affect your physical?
Really, it just made you want to pass out whenever you sit down and smoked it. You forgot about the day, but you stood all out here for hours and hours for a high that never even lasted. It wasn't worth it. I've since gotten sober.
Since gotten sober?
1 year sober as of October 17th.
Well, that's good. I'm happy for you. That shows that you're trying to get yourself back on track again.
Yes, and I've heard from many people being homeless, that would be the time that you would most want to get high. And I just put it in God's hand and ask Him to help me and my son be delivered from that.
That is good. I'm happy for you, and I hope that, you know, you stay off of that, you know, because it's no good for you. As you know, it can make people end up in some deep, dark places, you know?
Yes, I do. I know several people that have smoked it that end up talking to themselves, and nobody's standing there next to them or anything, and
Yeah.
the people are passing out on the street with it.
Yeah.
It was dangerous, but thank God to the government, they've removed that chemical
Right.
off, you know, wherever it was at, and it's not available.
So where did you guys get it from? Like where did it come from?
We just knew several dealers that dealt it,
Okay.
and we was smoking the highest of the high.
Yeah.
It was real powerful stuff, a bowl or two, and he was knocked out.
Oh man. Well, I'm glad you're off of it, you know?
Me too. If anybody says they're an addict, and I tell them then they need to go because I'm not a part of that no more.
That is good.
I won't even give my light for a bowl, a joint,
Yeah.
even a cigarette, because God delivered me from that.
I'm happy. That's so good. My question, I noticed that you have this super
Wonder Woman.
yeah, Wonder Woman. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, my son's an artist, and he loves all the Marvel characters, and he just thought that with him being an artist, that I ought to represent a woman being out here. And
Yeah.
it takes a Wonder Woman to be out here some days. It gets really cold, it's really hot.
Yes, it gets. So when it's hot, what do you do when it's hot?
Just have plenty of drinks with
Yeah.
ice, and when it
Okay.
gets really cold, you have to buy propane for a heater.
Propane?
Yes, and that's not always easy to do. It's costly.
Right.
This is where I sleep at night.
Okay.
A little hard to open.
It is?
Yeah. If you don't lift it up, you can't get in very easy.
Right. Oh, this is your place right here?
Yeah, there's the propane tank I was telling you about for winter.
Yeah, I remember you was telling me about the propane tank and stuff like that.
That's where I sleep in a cooler whenever I can get ice.
Yeah. Oh wow.
That's some groceries right there.
Yeah. So you rest your head here at nighttime,
Uh-huh.
and it's just a little shack in the backyard, huh?
Yeah, it's got 3 walls, but pretty well it keeps me from getting wet. If it rains a lot, I gotta move my bedding back over there, keep from getting wet.
Right. Wow. This is definitely very interesting.
Yes.
To see, you know.
The man gave me permission to be here, though. I don't get to go in the house, but
Got you.
he bought it for his ex-wife so that she don't have to pay rent. But he said you can't go inside; you can sleep in the shed.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where I hang my hat at night.
Oh, wow.
I just had to go pee for the dance thing. But luckily I'm clean, so like always.
Whoa,
11 months now, I'll get off next month.
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
How was your day?
Yeah, it wasn't so bad. It was a little hot out in it, but yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Right.
This is a bike that I got from the pastor from Aldersgate Church for getting off the drugs.
That's awesome.
Had it over a year now.
That's good. You like it?
Yeah, I love it. I hate walking anywhere. It takes me forever now that I'm almost 56.
Oh wow. So does the money that you get out here, does that help you to get some things to survive in the winter time?
Yes.
It helped you out?
And then there's people that it gets me the propane money. It helped me buy the propane heater
Yes.
that you attach to the propane tank.
Okay.
And then that gives you about a day and a half worth of heat.
Right.
So about the second day you're running out in the middle of the night, so you need to have a spare one.
Right.
But it's not always, it kind of is costful.
It's funny. Yeah, I understand it
I
can
know
be.
we had to go to a shelter a few nights, and
Mm-hmm.
there was a couple of fights that had happened, and these two men that were fighting were 200 pounds. And at the time I'd lost so much weight getting high
Yeah.
that two men falling on me at 200 pounds would have really hurt me.
Oh yeah.
But I've since then, I'm 154 pounds and I was only 117 then.
So do you don't like to be in the shelter then, huh?
No, I don't.
Yeah, you prefer to be out here versus being in the shelter?
Yes, because the man that gave me permission to be on his property, but I stay in the shed.
Can you show me the Wonder Woman? Just kind of show the people. Okay. People may be wondering, is it harder for you to stand on the street corner, like, trying to survive, I would say. If you had the opportunity to like clean up and get a job and be in a place where there's AC and would you prefer to be out here than to be? And this is not to insult you or anything. I'm just wondering the things that goes through our minds sometimes, because people can be a little judgmental. Luckily, I'm not like that. I'm very open-minded because everybody's situation is different.
Yes.
I'm wondering if you had the opportunity to get a job and to clean up, wouldn't it be easier to make money by the hour versus standing here in the hot heat and in the winter time and being out in the environment where it could be brutal sometimes? I mean, what is your take on that?
Well, I've tried to work a couple of jobs, and it was piecework jobs, and I didn't perform the job right.
Okay.
I have a lot of problem with severe PTSD, bipolar, severe depression, severe anxiety.
Yes.
So when situations happen at work, I really get frustrated easy.
Okay.
And the last job was a job right over here in Virginia, and they said that I wasn't doing the parts right. They had to be a specific number in there. And what ended up happening was a girl came and got parts from the back side where I was putting the sacks of tin instead of the front of the pile.
Yeah.
And I got blamed for that.
Okay.
So it's just different circumstances happen, and I get frustrated. I was about to tell that manager, look, you count the parts then.
Gotcha.
With my depression and bipolar and the PTSD, it's just really hard. I mean, I have people being real ugly out here. Get a job, it's like they don't know. I'd been raped 3 years ago by a man here in Evansville, smoking that K2. And I didn't know that it happened by that man the first time. When I went with him somewhere to go get drugs, the lady I stayed with didn't even tell me I went outside because I was high. He was doing all the movement, which if your pants are around your knees and you're knocked out, and he's the one doing all the movement, that is rape.
Yes.
So I went with him 2 days later, and she hadn't yet asked me what I went outside with him for.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to go get some drugs, and that's when he held a 9mm to my head. and raped me, held me hostage for 6 hours. He's in jail right now for a few different crimes. He threatened the lady after she told him to quit beating on her dog, animal cruelty, intimidation, what do they call it, communication intimidation, on a $5,000 bond. So I feel safe on the street with him being locked up.
Right. I understand, and I'm sorry to hear that you went through so much of that situation.
How are you today?
Hang in there.
That's all we can do. That's all we can do.
Once I get rich, I got 27 football now.
Really? Well, congratulations. Glad to hear that God's definitely looking out for his people.
Now I live in that Guardian nightclub.
Oh. Hi, baby. Hi. God bless you. Thank you so much.
No problem. You have a good day,
You
okay?
have a good day as well. God bless you. Hey, see, people love me. They love my work and they love that I love God.
Awesome.
Who you with?
Lion Roots Productions.
Lionel?
Lion Roots Productions.
Okay.
Local videographer.
Good deal.
Yeah. What's your name?
Alan Thomas,
Where you from?
here. Evansville. Born and raised here at Dickey's Hospital.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lived in Poseyville 2.5 years now.
Are you friends with?
Semi-retired, I guess. Retarded, I mean.
We talk whenever
Yeah.
he comes through here.
Yeah, I bum a light or something from it.
What you drinking?
Water,
Okay.
ice water, I freeze it.
Right. Cool.
Definitely a lot colder that way.
Pour it on my head if I need to. Not too much, you get a brain freeze. You know how you get rid of a brain freeze?
Right.
You know how you get rid of it? Put your tongue to the roof of your mouth because your tongue's warm. It's warm for the brain up.
Yeah.
The flood.
Right.
I'm going to go home and get a license. Is this
Okay.
candid camera?
Yeah.
You set a good example?
Yeah.
Doctor prescribed me Mary Jane.
Oh, well, I don't do none of that no more.
That keeps me off the bad stuff. Wait.
So tell me a little bit about the. You were talking about. Is it post-traumatic stress or
Yeah.
what you deal with, anxiety? Can you tell me a little bit? You say on your job that you had that was kind of affecting your performance, basically.
Yes, I've been through a lot of stress. When my mother passed, she was 40 and I was 12. And my first baby was, he passed away from a thing called myocarditis, where it's like a light switch. It shuts the heart off, no CPR. Then I had a miscarriage. And just been a lifetime. I ran away after my mom. I grew myself up from age 13 all the way until 4 months before my 18th birthday. And I had a dedicated job I was a dancer for 22 years here locally in the clubs. And I only missed 2 or 3 days there because I guess, being the center of attention and, just looking good. And
Right.
but then that ended.
Oh.
I married a guy and he just didn't like me doing it. So at the age 36, I quit.
Good. And how old are you now?
I'm 55, going on 56 come January 11th.
55. Okay. So if you had a second chance to redeem yourself, would you want to redeem yourself? Say somebody come along and they would like to help you and give you a beautiful job and be nice to you and help you to get off the streets. Would you like that?
I would love that. It is a very hard life.
So yes, you would. So you were saying that you would. I noticed you was waving at some. Is that somebody who often give you some money?
Yes, she's really a nice lady.
Okay, that's good.
She's brought me food and she helps me with a little bit of money. And now that I'm not using my money for drugs, it all goes toward mean, I smoke cigarettes, but that and coffee is my two biggest vices now.
So talk a little bit about that. So you usually use the money for that,
Yes.
buy food and okay, good.
You know, a lot of times I'm handed apples out here, and my mom had gotten false teeth by the time she was 40. And due to that and the fact that I was a drug addict, I really have a hard time eating apples and things of that nature. So kind of a combination of why I don't have teeth now.
Yeah.
So it makes it a little difficult to eat at times.
Does.
But, you know, God's watching out for me, so
Yeah. So what you eat, like soft food and all?
soft food.
Okay. Does that help you?
Yes, it's very helpful.
So if you had, if somebody had to reach out to you like a dentist to want to help you, would you definitely go for that?
Yes, I need teeth. It's hard to grind up my food, and
Yeah.
so it all has to pretty well be soft.
So tell me, what all do you need? What would you like to have? Like, if somebody would want to change your life today, what would you ask for?
Well, for them to have a little bit of grace and understand my medical conditions, where I could get a job and maybe, you know, work in the work industry again, that would be nice. And, you know, teeth would be awesome.
Yeah.
And just, you know, maybe some clothes, extra food.
What about a place to stay, like a nice place with AC and?
That would be really nice. And I could also do work for the landlord there to clean up other places that they have or things of that nature, so that I'm not living free.
Right.
I like to work for what I get.
That's understandable. That's good. Now, how did your son met his wife?
Well, it got winter time and we stayed at a shelter, United Caring, and there was a couple of men that was drunk and they fought and they almost fell on top of me and my son. He was across the room and they just took the fight all the way across the room, and I just didn't like that. And when we walked up there, there was somebody that had pulled a knife on another person, so he had the right idea to ask the people that are next to us if we could sleep on their porch. And of course they didn't really want us to do that. They wanted to welcome us into their house.
Okay.
And that's where he met her, and they got to get married, and they've been married about 3 months. So.
2 months or so.
But that way he could keep an eye on me next door
Right.
in the shed so that I'm okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. I got it in the General Tires thing up here. Sometimes tricky. Yeah, I actually had wrote me and my son some things on the wall because there was people that called it open season and helped themselves to some of our belongings. So it actually wrote some stuff on there and a couple prayers to God to help bless back those families that bless us every day. And there was actually a warning in there for people that thought it might be open season because there's not a locking door to help themselves to our things.
Right.
Just letting them know it's a bad idea.
That's true.
And here's where we, to whom it steals from us, beware consequences will be fatal.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a lighthouse because I'm so fond of lighthouses because Jesus is my lighthouse. And there's a couple of prayers and a picture of Jesus coming out of heaven's gate. And that one up there, asking for God to please wrap your shroud of protection and safety around us and those who help us daily. Amen.
It's awesome. Yeah. So I noticed the footboard is kind of, the footboard is kind of a little bit on the knits board, huh?
Uh-huh.
So, did you ever had any dreams, like for yourself, something that you really wanted to do?
I used to want to be a singer, and I was told, because I sang in the church solo from age 5 until up till my mother died when she was when I was 12.
12 years old.
And I've been told that I could be a really good backup singer for any singer, and I guess cigarette smoking
Right.
has kind of, made that a problem.
Cigarette smoking.
Yes.
So okay, cool. So do you still have dreams, being in the age that you are now?
I don't know, it kind of by that bad man that had harmed me. I used to dream all the time, well, maybe I'll find a husband and, it'll be the right person. But he's kind of, when that happened to me, it made me build up a wall,
Right.
protective wall around me. If I hear a leaf blow at night, I wake up thinking somebody's coming in on me
Right.
because I stay in the shed.
Because it kind of traumatized you basically,
It
right?
did. There for a while, it really made me mental. I lost a lot of my hair just running my fingers through the hair. I stayed looking at the door and I'd look at the window, and I did that for like a month. And I had a big long knife because he kept coming to the door.
Right. Oh,
And
no.
they told him, we know what you did, Connie. We have nothing for you. Don't come back.
I'm sorry to hear that. You've been through a lot.
I've been through a whole lot.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that somehow somebody would see this documentary and they will want to come and help you. And what is this street right here? Tell me a little bit about this location here.
Garvin and Division Street?
This is Garvin and Division, and this is where you normally.
Yes.
Okay.
I've tried other places, but this is kind of where I've made it my home to be. I don't even do it over there at John Street. I just don't feel like getting much help over there, so I kind of stay right here. And people are really kind.
Yes, good. So what about the other people who are here, who are homeless? Because basically that's what it is, right? Homeless, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Who don't have homes, and they're out here trying to survive. Do you guys ever get into any? Well, this is my turf, and
I've had that happen. I
Yeah.
really have had that happen. One guy came through here, and my son's wife had told me, oh, if he was at your corner, then I would leave if he tells you to go somewhere else. And I stood my ground.
Yeah.
I told him, look, I've been over here 2.5, 3 years at this location. The cops really like me because I'm drug-free.
Right.
I direct the traffic to not turn left at Garvin and Division where
Right.
it's one way.
Okay.
And I pick up trash in this location to make sure that, it's clean for the public to see.
That's good. That's good. So you're basically doing your part in society as well, just trying to maintain a clean area where most people, and they will probably trash the place and
They have.
make it hard for other people to want to help them.
I had a guy yell at me one day, told me 3 times. He don't panhandle here anymore, but I told him, look, we're getting ready to come up here, me and my son, and you cannot make money if there is litter out here. Pick it up. And he told me 3 times in a row,
Right.
stop telling me what to do, and he was screaming louder than my own children have ever yelled at me.
Wow.
So I sent my son up here after him. He got a little mad. He did punch him, but you shouldn't yell at someone's mom.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. So you say your son, is he in a home now, or?
Yes, yes.
Okay, and he's doing good. He's off the street basically.
Yes, he's off the street.
And I'm happy to hear that. So how is he adapting to that?
Well, it's a little bit weird being married. This is his first marriage,
Yeah.
and he'd never been married before, so it's a little overwhelming sometimes. She's got a kid that has not Tourette's, but it's a mental disorder, and he's a little hard to deal with sometimes because we've never dealt with that.
Got you.
But we're all learning, when I go over and visit, we learn to deal with it.
Right.
If you don't get his way real quick, he snaps real bad, and it's just, something new.
Right. And have your son, like, how long your son was on the street with you? Like, did this happen? Did he end up smoking some of the bad marijuana as well?
Yes.
Okay. So
And that happened about 3 months ago. He got married.
3 months
And
ago.
he's been off the street for 3 months.
And how long he was here with you?
Oh gosh, like 2.5 years.
2.5 years? Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah.
And does it hurt you to see your child on the street with you?
Yes, it did very much so.
Yeah.
But originally, though, it happened, like I said, about drugs, but also my son was a maintenance man and had helped to get his father a Social Security disability check.
Oh, okay.
And he just didn't like to see us, you know, like I said, get high like that, and he left us, but he left us penniless after he got a back pay and a Social Security check.
Yes, I'm so sorry to hear that. Okay, so my question to you is this, average, and this is just to kind of it's just curiosity, it's not to get in your business, but how many money you think you probably average out here a day, like on a good day?
$30 to $40.
$30 to $40?
It's enough to cover soft drinks, my cigarettes, maybe if I need headache stuff, things of that nature. Food.
Right, food, yeah, okay. And what is a bad day for you, like?
I've had a day where I made almost $4.
Oh man, all day?
Yeah.
Oh no.
It was for, I'm out, I guess out here an average of anywhere from 3 to 7 hours a day. It just depends on how long it takes to get the money.
And then you gotta after that you gotta try to get something to eat and feed yourself and all these different things and get water.
Yes.
Which is very important.
Luckily the public goes by and gives you water a lot as well.
Good. How you doing, Connie?
I'm doing okay.
Good. So you had
got a little bit of hematoma because I moved my arm.
Yeah, you had some blood work done today?
Yeah, I donated plasma.
Okay.
The first time ever, but it helps in medicine and things of that nature. Gives extra life.
That's good.
So I thought, you know, I might as well try that today.
That's awesome. I'm happy for you. So that's good. You're a good person. You got a good heart. Yeah, I got a little something for you, so hold on, okay?
Okay. Alright. Got me something to drink, which is important after you donate. Put fluids back in your body. And I like my beef ramen noodles. I always like to get them. And I got me a coffee cake because of my blood sugar after donating.
Oh, yeah.
And cigarettes. That's a bad habit. But
I'm shocked you didn't get your sweet tea today.
huh?
I said you didn't get your sweet tea today?
No, they didn't have it in there.
Okay, well, that's good. I'm glad you got something for you to eat.
Yeah, I had to.
Right.
You get a little lightheaded. They give you saline.
Right.
And right after you're done, to put a little liquids back in your body. But it helps others, so I could do it 2 times a week, and you know it helps the world and it helps me.
That's good. That's how iron sharpen iron.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I'm glad to see you got some stuff. Okay.
Yes, I definitely.
Okay.
I'm really grateful to be able to go and get everything every day. You know.
Yeah.
You know, they said something about since they put the new sign up. I've not had no other officers. They always wave at me because I clean up the property and I keep people from turning left, which would be a one-way.
Right.
And I help them out that way. Well, I had a officer pull up. He was a detective and said, "Did you see the sign?" And I was like, "Well, absolutely, but they let me panhandle here, and they always have."
Right.
And he told me, "Well, you're trying to go to jail, and of course nobody wants to go to jail. So I might have to relocate to Garvin and Franklin Street, or what is that? Division and Governor, because there's no state property. And just let them know, you know, if they don't see me at that spot, that I could be at either Franklin and Garvin, or at Governor and Division."
Well, it will be. Thank you, Connie. We'll find you.
All right. Thank you so much. It's nice seeing you.
Yeah, nice seeing you too.
All right. You take care.
Okay, you too. There's a lot of kind people in the world, you know?
Yes, there really is. And I always on my way to where I panhandle every day, you know, Lord, first of all, I want to thank you for letting me open my eyes another day to carry out your will.
Yes.
I pray for all the sick people in the world that you know what everybody's problems are, Lord. Just be with me today, and please grace and bless me today, and please bless those back that bless me. And my purse, it says my name, Connie May. Like Ellie Mae, only Connie May. I love animals. That way the people can see it and know who I am.
Right, exactly. It's important to know your name, right?
Right.
Yeah.